Hey, what's up, brew tubers? Another Dean sample time. And this is good timing because I have a New England IPA that's in the fermenter, and it's my first one I'm doing, and I'm gonna go check the gravity on it tonight. I think it's at day 6. Tomorrow will be a week since I brewed it. And I just happened to get a beer meal shipment from Not on Sundays Brewing. Andrew Cooper, who I believe is looking at, I think he said he was going to change, or he's looking at changing his brewery name or rebranding, or maybe I missed that. But anyway, he sent me a return beer mail package that I got this week, and when I saw the NE, and I'm assuming, so here's the cap. I don't know if I have that upside down. Maybe I have that upside down, or maybe I don't. I don't know. Wasn't a label on it, but there was a NE there on the neck. I don't know if you can see that. So then I looked at the color of it, and it looks pretty hazy from the bottle, so I'm assuming that's a New England IPA. So anyway, it's been a long week, and closed it out today. Had to do 2 straight telework days at home so I could get the ACs installed, but it's nice and cool down in the basement. I love it. Wow, what a great way to end a week. So anyway, I'm going to get right into this. Thank you, Mr. Cooper, for sending me these beers. I know when I sent you my beer mail package, you got it, and then you were horizontal for a while. You had some ear infections and stuff, and so I'm glad you're feeling better and finally got to taste the beers. Oh, look at that hazy goodness coming out of here. And it's carved. I can see that it's getting a nice carb on it. Oh, wow. And the cool thing about this one is you can just dump it right on in. You don't have to worry about getting any gunk in the bottom of the bottle, because it's all gunk, right? So look at that thing, guys. Look at that. That is totally milky. There's like you can't see. You might be able to see a little bit of light shining through, just kind of a hint of brightness, but you cannot see through that thing at all. This is, what I would guess a New England IPA would look like. So it's got just a slightly off-white, one-finger head. It's medium to tightly packed bubbles, more medium bubbles, and it's starting to wear off there. But this is a gorgeous-looking beer. It looks like a big juice bomb. Looks like exactly what I would think a New England IPA would look like. All right, so let's go ahead and go for aroma. Yeah, I'm getting I'm getting some lemon, and I'm getting some, it's weird, some sweet orange and lemon, kind of an equal mix. Actually, maybe a little bit more of the orange than the lemon, but yeah. Imagine you were to take a lemon and not even really an orange, maybe like one of those little small tangerines, and you were to squeeze out a little bit more of the orange and then a little bit of the lemon. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, so mostly citrus. And maybe just a slight hint of peach. Oh, anyway, it smells wonderful. All right. Well, cheers, Andrew. Thank you for the beer mail. This is the first of the beers you sent me, and man, can't wait to taste this thing. Cheers. Okay, where to start? Okay, first of all, the carbonation is wonderful. It's a little more carb than this is kind of the carbonation that I usually want to get on mine. I think when you did the Vernal Equinox, I got a little bit more carb on that one, probably because I carved it when it was like super cold. But this is exactly the level of carbonation that I usually want to get on my beers. I haven't been satisfied because I'm usually a little low, so that's perfect. Good job. The bitterness on this thing is exactly where I would think a New England IPA would be. It's wow, it's very muted. It's weird. It doesn't come on. It doesn't. The bitterness doesn't hit you at the first. It doesn't even really hit you in the middle. It's right after the middle, and then it kind of drifts away towards the finish. But it's just enough of a hint, kind of 2/3 of the way through your, I guess, mental cycle of tasting the beer. But it's exactly what I have heard about New England IPAs, and what if I remember the time I had a heady topper. It's a very muted bitterness. If you listen real strongly in the background, you might hear my wife singing. I don't know. And in saying all that, so you got great carbonation, which I think usually brings up a lot of flavors. The citrus, the light citrusy flavors, I think it brings up the, I don't want to say effervescent, but it brings up the kind of light citrus flavors. You got the muted bitterness in the back, and then it kind of showcases that, and I get a little bit of grapefruit actually on the taste. You have the other two, you have the slight tangerine, you have a little bit of lemon, but you got a lot of grapefruit. I didn't get the grapefruit on the nose, but I'm getting it on the taste. Get out of the shower, you've been in there an hour. Sorry, repeating the yelling I hear upstairs. Yeah, I'll give you some details on the beer, but unless I missed a data sheet that was in here, I didn't see any, there wasn't nothing on the labels, and so I can't tell you in terms of IBUs, although IBUs, if I had to guess, I mean, it's definitely got some bitterness. Now that I'm drinking a little bit more, the bitterness is coming up a little bit more. So if I had to guess on the bitterness, I'd say around, I don't know, 50 maybe. ABV, if I had to guess, I'd probably say the low 6s. I don't really see any legs. I guess there's a little legs. But you certainly can't smell any alcohol. There's no warming of the alcohol when you drink it. So yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say probably low 6s or high 5s. I'd be interested in knowing what it is, Andrew. But yeah, this is exactly, and it's really dry. This is a real dry. It's got kind of a hint of sweetness, but not a whole lot. It's a very, very, very on the dry side of a New England IPA from the few that I've sampled. So anyway, man, this is a freaking great beer. What a great way to end the week. It's been a rush of a week. Had all kinds of news hit me this week. I finally got my ACs in, so I'm able to sit back and enjoy the nice comfort and not have to worry about stress about my beers fermenting, in the open at crazy high temperatures. And I've got a remote, so I can dial up the temperature as needed if I do want to make it a little warmer. So anyway, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this thing. I got the Nationals getting ready to start with a baseball game. But yeah, if I had to like name this thing, I would call it. What would I call it? A sparkling citrus. I think if I had to describe the flavor of this thing in some words, it would be sparkling citrus. It's very, very carbonated, very, very well carbonated. And then, yeah, it tastes like grapefruit, lemon, and tangerine all squeezed together. Sparkling grapefruit. Cheers, Andrew. This is a great beer. Thank you so much. And I've got I got one bottle that he sent me that's got like a wax dipped bottle top on it. So, and if you remember when he did the beer reviews on the Vernal Equinox and the Old School, he was talking about a footprint on his beer, or a fingerprint or characteristic style, a commonality of the beers I did. So I've had his beet beer. Now I've had, from the SJ Pour Challenge, now I've had his sparkling citrus New England IPA, and it'll be interesting to taste the other couple of beers and see if I can pick up on the fingerprint of, his style. So anyway, thanks again. Have a great weekend, everybody. Cheers, and enjoy yourself a homebrew.